Hello and welcome you watching the Property Show with me, Ashutosh Sharma, and our co-host Gaurav Pandey, Senior Vice President, Head Research and Consulting at Prop Equity. Gaurav, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining us. And for all of us who are joining in, let's bring you what's on the show right here on top of the chart properties in Mumbai and Pune. Smart property investments in the NCR region along with Noida and Gurgaon. Prime investment options in Bengaluru and Kolkata. And we'll get you an exclusive chat with Anita Arjundas of Mahindra Lifespace on what it takes to be the women on top in the real estate business. Alright, let's begin with our big exclusive, an outstanding achiever in the Indian real estate industry, a leadership that has catapulted this company to a consistent growth trajectory and an entrepreneurial journey that broke the proverbial glass ceiling. We're talking about Anita Arjundas, Managing Director of Mahindra Lifespaces, who has been awarded the NDTV Property Award for Outstanding Women CEO in Real Estate. Let's listen.
She is one of the few rare women CEOs in the Indian real estate industry, but to describe her as just that would not be enough. She has successfully led Mahindra Lifespaces through an annual growth rate of 30% over the last 5 years consistently, and she's also steering the company through many ambitious projects. Please welcome Anita Arjundas, Managing Director of Mahindra Lifespaces and CEO of the group's real estate sector. Ma'am, thank you so much for speaking to us, and many congratulations to you for winning the award for Outstanding Women CEO in Real Estate.
Thank you, and thank you to NDTV for giving me this honor today.
I want to begin by asking you, the Indian real estate sector is quite unorganized, it's unregulated. For a woman on top, for a woman CEO leading a real estate company, how difficult or challenging is it to navigate the industry?
Personally, I don't think it really matters whether you're a woman or a man running a real estate company. The challenges are the same. As you said, highly unregulated, highly unorganized, very mercurial in terms of changing policies, changing regulation. And I think those issues are relevant to as much to a woman as they are to a man. So I would say no real difference between a woman running the organization or a man running the organization. Right. It's just what you bring to the table as a leader in terms of how you look at the business.
Okay. I wanted to ask you, women CEOs are often asked this question, how do they strike the work-life balance? Is this still a fair question in today's time?
I think it's still a fair question in today's time. Many women still do struggle with maintaining a work-life balance. I think it's important for the organization to recognize that there are distinct phases in a woman's life where she would have differing needs and different priorities, and it's about being able to manage those phases well, about being able to provide job profiles for a certain period of time where the woman is able to slightly scale down or ease out and then be able to come back, rather than choosing the easier option, which is to allow women to fall off the workforce right when they're actually starting to contribute significantly.
So you chose the tougher option?
Well, I think in my case, life has been a little simpler. So it's been more about my immediate family, which is my parents and me. And so I chose the tougher option, I think, of just concentrating on work, not too much of work-life balance, I would say. But that's it. I mean, I've enjoyed what I've been doing over the last several years, and it's been good.
Okay. Within a brief period of just 7 years, you went from being Vice President Marketing for the Chennai Mahindra World City project to being the CEO. How has that journey been?
As I mentioned, it's been a very interesting and challenging journey, very amazing journey. I think what it basically boiled down to having the conviction that something which was written off by almost everyone in the country as a project which would not necessarily do well, really having the conviction to see that through, to be able to get the right customers and build a whole new destination out of the Mahindra World City in Chennai. And I think credit goes to the group for recognizing the effort that went into that and for actually giving me the opportunity to grow into higher responsibilities, take on more, lead the real estate sector. So I think a part is what you do, a large part of it is what your team does for you, and a bigger part of it is what the organization has enabled. So it is, in one sense, being in the right place at the right time, using that opportunity well, and being able to leverage that to grow in the organization.
Okay. Talking about Mahindra Lifespaces, where is the company headed in the next 5 years? What are your future plans, expansion plans, any new markets you're looking at?
So I think it's interesting times ahead for us. As you mentioned, we've had a 30% CAGR growth in the last 5 years. We definitely would like to see much more than that. We believe we're capable of much more than that as an organization. We have a very strong brand. We've invested the last 5 years in really building two very strong businesses, Mahindra Lifespaces, which does residential development, and the Mahindra World Cities, which are the integrated business cities in Chennai and Jaipur. We are working on a third stream, affordable housing, which we're very excited about. And so we think we're well poised in terms of catering to B2B customers, B2C customers, across the spectrum from the bottom of the pyramid to premium housing in 7 to 8 markets that we are present in today. Built a lot of processes, systems in the last few years. A team which is very energized, very capable. So I think there are interesting times ahead for us as a company.
So affordable housing is what Mahindra Lifespaces will foray into. What kind of product offerings are you looking at?
So that's going to be a segment which is essentially what the Ministry of Housing defines as affordable housing, and not some generic definitions of affordable housing, which is typically homes which are between 30 to 60 square meters in size. So essentially targeting people who have a monthly family income of between 15,000 to 30,000 rupees, and really people who've kind of been left out completely out of the housing market. People who had no access to homes, who've never been able to buy a home of their home. We think it represents a large demographic segment, and we believe it can be catered to with a very manufacturing mindset that is core to the group, and therefore we believe we can leverage those values, those principles, those concepts, and actually try to succeed in this space.